tinctures, spritzers, creams, salves, capsules, butter, brownies, like hard candy, caramels. Sorry, so many different ways.
All the people that smoke pot to get high, they come in with their little itty bitty issue of whatever it is, and they sign up for a green card. But really, they're addicts. You know, they're not using the medicine for the true purpose of medicine.
Addiction is using a substance that's harmful to you and continuing to use it despite its ongoing harm. Okay, you're not addicted. You can't get out of bed if you don't have these. You are suicidal if you don't have these.
When I was up in Quick City and broke my back, that's where it all began.
Done again because I had a level 3 clavicle separation, 4 surgeries on that between a screw and a Z plate.
Full hip replacement back in 2012.
Really? How did that
I
happen?
swear. My growth plate slipped off my femur bone.
Okay.
On my
So
right.
you were injured.
Yes, I was injured.
How did that happen?
Right side and left side. So right side slipped naturally, left side I fell down a flight of stairs. And it slipped and rotated 5 centimeters. So instead of sitting like this, it sat like this.
Like an ice cream cone.
Yep.
With the ball coming up.
Yep. So we pinned it in place, and then probably
You had 6 hip surgeries.
Then I had to have an osteotomy to re-round the head, re-round the socket, pin it all into place right. But then a couple years later, the screws were getting caught in the tendons, so then we had to remove those. And then by that point, my joint and my bone were just disintegrating to the point where it had to be replaced.
Pain is the last diagnosis. This time I can add CLL to it.
So I was diagnosed with an aggressive and rare form of bladder cancer in October of 2012. And as a result, I have a chronic illness called lymphedema, which is bilateral in my legs and up through my navel and down to my toes. And as a result of my cancer treatment surgery, I also have chronic infections of the bladder, my urinary tract.
Okay, so I just got finished with a migraine, and my face is actually drooping on the side of the migraine. And this was without any medication, without any medical marijuana. So, yep.
I don't mind the medical marijuana pharmacy there, as long as it acts like a pharmacy, checks people out and doesn't hand out anything but marijuana, and that they don't deal in the white stuff. So that's the problem with the cartel in Bozeman right now, is that they wiped out all the people over there and they've taken over the business now that it's a legitimate business. And so you have to get a license now if you're the deal, but there's no limit on licenses. In alcohol, there's a limit on licenses, and there should be a limit on how many medical marijuana providers there are in a city based on population. It should be kind of a logical number. You should have more medical marijuana places than there are pharmacies, for example. Okay.
So the only 2 dispensaries we could find in Bozeman through our research was Montana Buds and Greener Pastures, both of which are high quality places that serve people with disabilities. So it's incredible that they're referred to as cartels. We found 15 different medical dispensaries when we were searching for them, and this is so minuscule compared to the 200 plus pharmaceutical pharmacies that we have in Montana. In addition to this, we checked out the laws that you have to cover when going through starting a dispensary, and they're nowhere near easy. I noted some on a following slide, but there's a huge application fee of $4,000, as well as having to be checked every month. They have to provide an address, an email, a phone, the owner, and valid government-issued photo ID. These are just a few of the things that people have to provide.
Poppies. Where's all the poppies grown? Afghanistan. And who's guarding them? We are. Okay, that's why heroin is abundant in sheep.
I actually found an article by HuffPost that examined some studies on why big pharmacies and pharmaceutical companies are worried about medical marijuana, and it really didn't seem to be due to the fact that it was a Schedule I drug.
So one of the top things I hear people talk about when they talk about a reason not to support medical marijuana is that it makes people lazier.
But he's got this problem with not being able to leave his house due to anxiety. And it's really debilitating to him. And he's been using cannabis, and it's been getting him better sleep, and he's able to feel a little bit more relaxed. He was just at the farmer's market, and that's just another miraculous thing that happens with cannabis. And I just keep seeing hundreds of patients with it.
But the problem is anybody that smokes the green stuff, they're 300% more likely to use the white stuff. And I'm referring to heroin, cocaine, meth, any of the different white.
I don't think people realize that when you have a debilitating disorder, you end up being prescribed medication that may help with the pain, but doesn't allow you to continue your daily life.
I've never seen someone who uses marijuana so much that they can't go on with their life or they can't do their daily activities. Whereas alcohol, you start drinking alcohol and then it slurs your speech, it impairs your judgment. Whereas marijuana just makes you more relaxed, or depending on the strand that you're using, either relaxes you or it motivates you or does whatever. So it's way better to use than alcohol.
So for the second chemotherapy, we decided we would try medical marijuana, and we did not have a license at that time, and so we asked our community to find some, and I had a vaporizer and brownies on hand, and after I came home from treatment, I ate a quarter of a brownie, and I was able to continue to have conversations with my family and sit on the couch, even though I was still pretty compromised by the chemotherapy, and so I continued to use it throughout my chemotherapy. That was just one reason I used it. It reduced pain, it helped me continue to eat and maintain weight, which I was losing rapidly, and be able to have a quality of life. And then when chemotherapy stopped, I stopped using as well. We went to Minnesota for my surgery. Of course, we did not have access to it there. And so I underwent surgery and pain medication, which I don't do well with opioids at all. In fact, I have kind of allergic reactions. So I quickly went off pain medication after my surgery, and then came home and was re-hospitalized from bowel obstruction, which is incredibly painful. And they tried morphine to get me to stop hurting. They tried all kinds of drugs, Demerol, Ativan, and I was still heaving. And my oncologist asked my partner if I had a medical marijuana permit, and she said yes. And he said, well, go home and get it and bring it back. And that was the thing that finally prevented me from heaving. And I took a couple of inhales in the hospital with permission from the staff there, and was able to finally rest.